Chosen one, interesting times are coming. It will be good for you, the air is shifting. The winds are no longer whispering the old patterns, the cycles you've known for years. Instead, something stirs in the distance. Not chaos, not catastrophe, but movement, a divine stirring. A preparation unlike any you've known, and this message comes to reassure you. The interesting times that are coming are not to destroy you. They are to define you. You are not about to be tested and torn apart. You are about to be sharpened, sculpted, and sent forward. What's approaching isn't meant to confuse you. It's meant to crown you. You will not walk throughout these seasons confused. You will walk through them aware, aligned, and activated. These times will be good for you, so very good for you. Stay with this message until the very end. There is revelation waiting to meet you. And write your warmest wishes and type 99 in the comments. Not just for you, but for the energy you are sending into the universe. This is a prophetic portal, a gateway of wishes. And those who type 99 with heart-centered intention will align with the flow of all that is coming for their good. Now, chosen one, like this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. For years, life has seemed predictable in its difficulty. The pressure came in ways that dulled your spirit, drained your strength, and blurred your vision. But even when everything around you tried to numb you, you stayed sensitive to what was real. You never gave up your ability to feel, even when the feelings were too much to carry. That sensitivity, that awareness, it's now your strength. In the times to come, your spiritual senses will give you a vision that others won't possess. Where others will see confusion, you will see divine clues. Where others see endings, you will feel the quiet birth of something new. Interesting times are not ordinary times. They're times when systems are rearranged, when divine structures replace earthly strategies. And the reason these times are going to be good for you is because you were never built to thrive in normal. You were never created to exist in someone else's blueprint. The path others follow, that timeline they abide by, it was never yours. That's why things never made sense for you in the natural world. That's why you've often felt out of sync. But that my alignment was divine. God never meant for you to fit. You were meant to stand. You were meant to see differently, act differently, speak with fire while others whisper in fear. The interesting times that are approaching will start revealing the truths others couldn't see. You will begin to notice conversations shifting around you. People who once dismissed your light will be drawn to it. Environments that once drained you will now feel like invitations for leadership. Opportunities will rise not because you chase them, but because you're in alignment. These aren't coincidences. These are confirmations, and it will begin suddenly. One unexpected phone call, one divine appointment, one message you didn't think would reach you, and suddenly, the season flips. But it won't feel like a storm. It will feel like clarity, like breath, like stepping into your natural environment for the first time in your life. Understand this. You've been prepared for this. Not through classrooms or courses, but through pain, through resilience, through being. Overlooked through long nights of wondering if all of this effort was in vain. You've had to live through chapters where it felt like nothing was changing, no matter how hard you tried. But those silent seasons weren't empty. They were sacred. They were the womb of something divine. And know you're about to witness the birth of a reality that always had your name written on it. The past was training, but the future, it's activation. There's something else you need to know. These interesting times are not just good for you. They will depend on you. You are not a bystander in this shift. You are a catalyst. The light you carry isn't just for survival. It's for leadership. There are people who will find their path because of your courage. There are doors that will open. For others, because you chose to go first. This is the beauty of your calling. You're not walking into comfort. You're walking into legacy. And your obedience will unlock blessings that flow through generations. You don't just represent yourself anymore. You represent a shift in spiritual DNA. So don't be afraid when things start to move quickly. Don't be startled when you're asked to step into rooms you once felt unqualified to enter. Don't shrink when the spotlight begins to turn toward you. You were never meant to be invisible. You were just hidden until now. Hidden so that your power could be protected. Hidden so that your spirit wouldn't be corrupted. Hidden until the world was ready to receive you with honor. And that moment, that readiness, it's here. The stage is being set in unseen dimensions. Heaven is moving people, positioning places, and even pulling you out of comfort so that you can step into conquest. This is why your spirit has felt agitated. Not because something's wrong, but because something's rising. You're sensing the preparation. The spiritual wind is no longer subtle, it's loud. It's intentional and your heart is responding. Even if your mind hasn't caught up, don't try to analyze this with logic. Feel it with your soul. The signs are all around you. That restlessness, that need to separate from certain people, that sudden download of ideas, it's all connected. You're not losing your mind, you're gaining your purpose. The interesting times that are coming will reveal who you really are, not the version you've had to shrink into. Not the image others expected you to carry, but the true you, the bold one. The healed one, the clear one. You'll be surprised by how comfortably you feel in your own power. There will be no more internal war, no more battles between faith and fear. You will move in bold peace, quiet strength, and every decision you make from that place will carry heaven's backing. You see, when interesting times arrive, they usually bring disruption. But for you, disruption won't equal destruction. It will equal design. The divine design you've carried within you for so long is now becoming external. What was in your spirit is about to materialize in your life. People will say you're lucky, but it won't be luck. It'll be legacy. It'll be alignment. It'll be the reward for surviving seasons that were meant to break you, but instead built you. Even in the midst of the unknown, you will carry unshakable clarity. That's the gift of this upcoming season. Others will search for meaning while you'll be embodying it. Others will look for signs, but you'll be living proof. You won't have to convince anyone. Your life will speak louder than your words ever could. Your rise will be undeniable, and it won't be a rise fueled by ego. It'll be a rise protected by grace. And grace, dear chosen one, is your true advantage. Grace will go before you. Grace will speak when your words aren't enough. Grace will cause people to favor you without knowing why. And that favor will open doors. Yes, but more importantly, it will shield you from doors that were never meant for you. That's the part people don't see. The grace you carry doesn't just bless, it protects, it preserves. And in these interesting times, that preservation will be more valuable than gold. You've waited long enough. You've wondered long enough. You've questioned, doubted, cried, groaned. Silent, wrestled in prayer, shouted to heavens in secret. And still you rose. And now you step into a season where everything finally starts to make sense. It won't be overnight, but it will be undeniable. The shift will come in layers, and each layer will reveal more of who you truly are. The shift begins subtly, almost silently, but with undeniable force. The interesting times you're walking into won't crash in like a thunderstorm. They'll unfold like a prophecy long awaited, now fulfilled. Every step you take will carry a divine echo, as if the very ground beneath you knows who you are. And the truth is, it does. Creation has been waiting for you. Environments have been groaning for your presence. There are spaces, roles, and movements that cannot fully activate until your feet cross their threshold. These interesting times are more than a change in season. They are the unlocking of divine assignments. You are not going to walk into confusion, but into confirmation. What once felt blurry will begin to sharpen. The names, faces, and decisions that used to drain you will no longer hold weight. It's not because you're running. It's because you're rising. When you elevate, you leave behind what no longer aligns with where you're going. And you must give yourself permission to do that without guilt. Growth demands space. Evolution requires separation. You will not become who you were born to be by dragging everything from the past into your destiny. These interesting times are asking you to travel light, to let go, to fly. You'll start noticing the new rhythm of your life. It won't be loud and dramatic. It will be divine and precise, the right people will appear. Not because you chased them, but because you became who you truly are. Energetically, you'll be magnetizing what's already yours. You'll feel it in your bones, the resonance of what belongs to you. And when it shows up, it will feel strangely familiar, as if your soul remembers it from a dream you once forgot. This is how destiny speaks. Not with confusion, but with clarity. You're not entering a maze, chosen one. You're entering a masterpiece. And you are the masterpiece in motion. These interesting times will ask something very sacred of you. To stop doubting your discernment, to stop negotiating with your knowing, to stop seeking approval from people who were never meant to see what's inside you. You will no longer compromise your calling for the comfort of others. That season is over. You are being called Toak as one who knows. And knowing isn't arrogance, it's alignment. It's the awareness that you are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are in the exact moment where your presence has the most power. You are right on time. Not by the world's calendar, but by heaven's design, and heaven is moving with you now. You are not alone in this shift. Angels are assigned. Spirit is active. The divine realm is involved. Your next steps are not being left to chance. They are being orchestrated with intention. So when the pace of your life begins to change, don't panic. You might feel like things are moving too fast, but it's only because your soul has been ready longer than your mind realized. That preparation wasn't just about survival, it was about stamina. These times will require your full presence, your full focus, your full faith. You will not be able to live halfway anymore. You're being asked to show up completely with power, with purity, with peace. You might notice old fears trying to whisper to you. That's okay. Let them speak, but don't let them stay. The old voices will always try to visit when the new season is about to begin. That doesn't mean you're going backward. It means you're on the edge of breakthrough. The enemy doesn't attack what is invaluable. The resistance you feel isn't proof of failure. It's proof of significance. You're being watched in the spirit, and not just by adversaries, but by those who are cheering you on from dimensions you cannot yet see. Your ancestors dreamed of this moment. Those who came before you sowed prayers into the ground, not knowing when they'd bloom. And now you are the bloom. You're the answer. You are the fulfillment of promises that have traveled through bloodlines. And now the weight of that calling is becoming light in your hands. Not because it's easy, but because you're definitely ready. You have the grace to carry what's coming. These interesting times will challenge how you see yourself. You will be invited into spaces where the old version of Yawold have shrunk. But the new you, the awakened you, you'll stand, you'll speak, you'll shine, and the atmosphere will respond. Not with resistance, but with recognition. People won't just hear your words, they'll feel your presence. Your energy will speak before you say a thing. Your alignment will do the talking. And those who are meant to walk with you, they'll see it instantly. There will be no need to explain yourself. Real will recognize real. You'll also feel divine protection like never before. Not just physical, but spiritual. Conversations that don't belong to you will simply pass you by. Drama will lose its power to distract you. Conflict won't shake you. You won't need to defend yourself. God will. And every time someone underestimates you, heaven will use it as fuel to accelerate your rise. These interesting times are full of divine reversals. What was meant for harm will be flipped into harvest. What was used to wound you will now work to build you. The shift is here and it's in your favor. People may not understand why you're moving differently. Let them wonder. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your elevation. You're not who you used to be. You're not carrying what you used to carry. Your energy has changed because your assignment has evolved. And interesting times require an evolved you. Don't go back to fit into environments you've outgrown. Don't dim yourself to make others comfortable. You were born to ignite, not to hide. Your fire is holy. Let it burn. There will be days when it all feels surreal. When the favor is so evident, you'll pause just to breathe Iden. When opportunities align so perfectly, you'll have to pinch yourself. But you'll know deep down this is not coincidence. This is covenant. This is the result of years of sowing in silence. Years of choosing love over revenge. Years off trusting the process even when you couldn't see the point. All of that, it didn't disappear into nothing. It built the bridge to this moment. And here you are standing at the beginning of something you can't fully explain. But you know in your soul that it's good. These interesting times won't just benefit you, they will bless others through you. You're being positioned to be a vessel, a conduit, a spiritual lighthouse. The more you rise, the more you'll be called to reach back and lift others. But it won't feel like a burden. It will feel like destiny, like doing what you were born to do. So don't be surprised when people begin to come to you for answers. Don't be shocked when you start attracting conversations, invitations, even spiritual encounters. You didn't plan. This is how the divine moves through alignment, not effort. Your life is becoming a signal. And those who are searching for truth will find it in your presence, not because you're perfect, but because you're positioned. The interesting times you're entering are going to prove that every delay was divine, that every rejection was protection. That every time you felt alone, you were actually being guarded, you are being kept for this moment. And now the moment has arrived. The wind shape shifted, the signs are appearing. And your soul knows it's time. You are now moving into a space where you won't need to force anything. What is meant for you will come with peace. That doesn't mean it won't challenge you, but the challenge will be sacred, not chaotic. It will stretch you, not strangle you. You'll feel your capacity expanding, but not in a way that breaks you. It will feel like breathing deeper than you've ever breathed before. These interesting times are ushering in a rhythm that matches your inner frequency. You've been out of sync for so long, trying to adapt to cycles that weren't designed for you. But now you're flowing in harmony with divine timing. And that divine timing is why doors that were once locked are suddenly opening. Why messages are reaching you that you didn't chase. Why opportunities are falling into your lap that seem too tailored to be real. It's not coincidence, it's the reward of spiritual endurance. You didn't quit when you had every reason to. You didn't give up when Thepeth was unclear. You held on. You stayed faithful. And now the heavens are responding. But there's something important you must understand. These interesting times aren't just about receiving, they're about revealing. You are about to be revealed. Not in a way that feeds ego, but in a way that fulfills prophecy. People will begin to see what God has always known about you. You won't have to promote yourself. God is doing the announcing, and when heaven announces you, no man can deny you. No gate can block you, no plan can stop you. What is written for you is already sealed. In these times, pay close attention to your spirit. You will begin to feel drawn toward places you've never considered before. Places that at first seem unfamiliar, yet carry an energy that feels like home. That is the divine guiding you, trust pull. You're not being called by logic. You're being summoned by destiny, and destiny often makes sense only after you obey. You may feel a deep urge to disconnect from the noise, from the surface level chatter, from the old patterns that once entertained but no longer nourish. Follow that urge. Silence is sacred in this season. You are being ruined, re-sensitized. Your spirit is being cleansed of what no longer serves your future. Don't resist the solitude. It's not rejection, it's preparation. And in that preparation, divine downloads will come. Insights, ideas, visions. You'll start hearing things in your heart that you didn't expect. Take note, those whispers are instructions, they are keys. This is the season where you must treat your intuition like royalty. Stop questioning your knowing. If your spirit says go, go. If your peace says stay, stay. If your inner compass says not yet, trust delay. The interesting times are going to be navigated not through intellect, but through intuition. You know? Stepping into prophetic movement. Your obedience is the map. And when you move from obedience, you activate miracles. Chosen one, miracles are no longer distant for you. They're not concepts. They're contracts signed by your endurance, sealed by your tears, authorized by heaven. Miracles will begin to happen around you without you even praying for them. You'll see people healed just by being in your presence. You'll witness hearts soften just from your words. You'll feel the vibration off breakthrough in your own body. And it won't be hype. It will be holy, but understand this, with new levels comes new clarity. You will see things you couldn't see before. Hidden truths will be revealed, not to punish you but to empower you. You'll see who is really for you. Who carries envy beneath a smile. Who claps in public but competes in private. And it will hurt, but it will also heal because clarity is kindness. And Anseo see clearly, you can love wisely. You can protect your peace without apology. These interesting times are not about rushing. They're about rhythm. You're being asked to walk, not run, to breathe, not panic, to trust, not strive. Let others scramble. Let others fight for things that are temporary. You're being positioned for permanence, for legacy, for impact that lasts, long after you've left the room. That's why the preparation was so intense, because the weight of your calling is eternal. And it must rest on something steady. You're steady now. You may not feel it, but heaven sees it. You're not swayed by every wind anymore. You're not fooled by every smile. You've learned how to sit with yourself, how to trust the silence, how to discern the energy in a room without anyone saying a word. You've matured in the spirit. You've become dependable. And now, because you can be trusted, you will be elevated. Elevation in these interesting times won't look like the world's version of success. It may not start with fame or finances. It may look like peace in your home, like joy in your mornings, like clarity in your decisions. Don't overlook these signs. They are sacred. They are proof that the inner shift has occurred. And when the inner shift is complete, the outer manifestation follows like a shadow. You'll also notice your words carrying weight. You'll speak things and they will happen, not out of pride, but out of pure power. The alignment of your heart with heaven makes your voice magnetic. Watch your words. Speak with intention. Declare with faith. Bless with boldness. You're not just talking, you're prophesying. You're not just speaking, you're shifting. These interesting times are going to mend a deeper version of you. A version that doesn't look back. A version that doesn't doubt the download. A version that walks into rooms like they belong there because they do. You are not here to beg for a seat. You are here to build the table. You are neither to chase validation. You are the standard. You are the evidence. You are the answer. So when things begin to feel intense, breathe. Remember who you are. Remember how far you've come. Remember the nights you survived. The battles you conquered, the loneliness you endured, the silence you stayed faithful in. You are not here by accident, you are here by assignment. And heaven is backing you with every step. These times will test your focus. Stay locked in. Don't get distracted by gossip, by fear, by things designed to waste your spiritual energy. Protection. Frequency. Your energy is expensive now. Don't give discounts to people who can't afford your peace. You've paid too much in pain to go backward. Forward is only direction. And you are fully equipped. You'll begin to notice how even your past begins to serve you. Stories you once were ashamed of will now be used to inspire others. Mistakes will become messages. Broken moments will become blueprints. Nothing is wasted. God is recycling it all for your good. The power of these interesting times lies in how they transform pain into purpose, scar to strength, loss into legacy. And as you walk through this next chapter, don't forget this. Joy is not a luxury, it's a weapon. Protect your joy like it's sacred. Because it is. Joy in the midst of chaos is proof of divine favor. Laugh loud. Dance when no one's watching. Sing when the world expects you to stay silent. Let your joy offend every force that tried to destroy you. Your joy is your proof that the interesting times ahead are good. Not easy, but good. Not soft, but sacred. Not predictable, but prophetic. You're not just surviving this shift. You're letting through it. You're thriving in it. You're being formed, not forgotten. Promoted, not punished. Sent, not stopped. And you, chosen one, are ready. What's about to happen for you isn't just personal. It's prophetic. It's going to ripple beyond your life, beyond your family, beyond your generation. These interesting times are coming not just to change your environment, but to change the atmosphere everywhere you go. You'll walk into a place and the energy will shift. You'll speak a sentence and someone's breakthrough will begin. This isn't imagination. This is impartation. You are not just entering a season, you're stepping into spiritual significance. Everything you've endured was to prepare you to carry this level of impact with grace, with precision, and without fear. That's why your delays were longer than others. That's why your process seemed more painful. Because while others were being prepared to influence a few, you were being prepared to ignite many. The blueprint on your life required more isolation, more surrender, more sharpening. And now that sacred preparation is about to reveal its purpose. You are not arriving late. You are arriving launched, catapulted into a realm that your past couldn't contain and your enemies never saw coming. And when it begins, it will feel like a remembering. Your soul will recognize what your mind never knew. You'll walk through doors you didn't even knock on. You'll receive answers to prayers you forgot you prayed. The interesting times ahead are filled with divine surprises. Not to shock you, but to elevate you. You'll look around and realize, I was made for this. Not because it's easy, but because it's Sire's. You won't feel like you're pretending anymore. You'll feel like you're home. People will notice your glow before you say a word. Your presence will do the talking. You won't need to explain where you've been or why you disappeared. The light you carry now will say everything, and not everyone will understand it. But the ones meant to with you will. They won't be confused by your fire. They'll be fueled by it. These are the divine connections God is bringing. People who don't drain you but develop you, who don't compete with you but collaborate with you, who see your anointing and honor it, not fear it. In these times, discernment will be your best friend. The path forward is not about being nice. It's about being aligned. Not everyone can walk where you're going, and that's not cruelty. It's clarity. You're being led higher. And the air is thinner up there. You need those who can breathe with you, who don't just see your light, but protect it, who understand the sacredness of your season and don't try to sabotage it with their own insecurity. Because here's the truth, your elevation will trigger some. Not because you've done them wrong, but because your breakthrough exposes their excuses. Your obedience makes their compromise uncomfortable, and that's not your fault. Don't dim yourself to avoid buying too much for those who chose not to grow. Let your life be a mirror, not to shame them, but to awaken them. Your eyes isn't for revenge, it's for revelation. And that revelation will come with responsibility. You're going to have influence, but not just to gather attention. You're going to have wealth, but not just to live in luxury. You're going to have power, but not to dominate. It will all be for divine purpose. To heal, to build, to release others into their destiny. The blessings that are about to chase you down will not be random, they will be tied to assignment. And as long as you stay aligned, they'll continue to flow. But alignment requires action. You're going to be asked to move even when you don't feel ready. To speak even when your voice shakes, to stand when others sit in silence. These interesting times are not for the faint-hearted. They are for the bold, the brave, the broken, are rebuilt by heaven's hand. You are one of them. And that means you will have to trust God deeper than you ever have before. You'll have to obey the nudge that makes no sense. Walk away from comfort zones that fed your fear. Say yes to invitations that seem too big. But remember, your spirit has already seen this future. That's why our heart beats faster when you think about it. That's why you feel such intensity. Not because it's wrong, but because it's real. You're not imagining it. You're sensing it. And what you're sensing is the sound of destiny knocking. These times are sacred. They are not random waves of change. They are strategic shifts. You will be placed in positions where you are the answer to a crisis. You will be planted where your light is needed most. And it may not always look glamorous. Sometimes it will be quiet obedience, a whisper of wisdom in a chaotic room, a calm presence when others panic. That is your power. Don't underestimate the impact of your stillness. You carry peace that breaks confusion. You carry presence that restores order. You carry clarity that clears clouds, and the world desperately needs that now. These interesting times are not just about personal breakthrough. They are about collective awakening. And you are one of chosen leaders. Not elected by man, but selected by heaven, anointed in obscurity, now activated in visibility. When the spotlight finds you, remember who sent it. Stay low in spirit even as you rise in influence. Let humility guard your heart and wisdom guide your steps. This is not the time to perform. It's the time to become fully, authentically, courageously. You don't need to be louder, you just need to be real. And the world is craving